This is the target 1. As you continue to the target 2, that's where you have the possibility to start thinking about closing some profit, because anytime the market can pull back to go back to the previous low. Welcome to the lesson 15. So guys, in our previous video, we explained all about the trend, an uptrend and a downtrend. And today's video, we're going to explain what is a reversal in the forex market, what is a continuation, and what is a pullback in the market. So, and how can we identify between a pullback and a reversal? Because so many of the people confuse between a reversal and a pullback. And after that, we are going to combine both together with a trend in order to enter and exit the market. Nukuvuga ngo muri video y'uyu munsi guys tugiye gusobanura neza cyane reversal n'iki muri forex market, ndetse continuation n'iki muri forex, ndetse nanone pullback, ndetse tunasobanukirwe neza ni irihe tandukaniro riri hagati ya pullback kumwe na reversal, kuko abantu benshi bakunze kubyitiranya. Hanyuma y'ibyo turaza gufata byose hamwe dukore combination yabyo, hanyuma tube twabasobanura iki, tube twabasobanura uburyo dushobora kubikoresha kumwe na trend, tukaba twakwinjira nanone bikaba byatwereka nanone ko tugomba gusohoka mu isoko. So that sounds good guys, turagaruka mu kanya gato cyane mu isomo rya 15. Remember guys, our subjects are not only for forex trading. You can even use them on any financial market like stock market, cryptocurrency, fixtures, indices. So subscribe on the channel, give a like on the video. Let's move on to the lesson 15. Okay, welcome back again to lesson 15. So let's start from a reversal. What is a reversal in the market? A reversal is when the trend reverses or change the direction of the market. Okay, nukuvuga ngo reversal ni igihe isoko ririmo kugenda hanyuma rikaza kuba ryahindura iki, ryaza guhindura icyerekezo. Murabyibuka neza cyane tugenda tuvuga ku ijambo reversal ariko ntitusobanukirwe icyo ari cyo. Let's use examples here. From the uptrend to the downtrend means that you are moving up and then you reverse to the downtrend, where you reverse from support levels and resistance. That's where we reverse from. Remember, the support and resistance, we explained it in our lesson 12. So you can go back and watch it. So nukuvuga ngo ahantu turubuze ko twarejectingira from cyangwa se turiversinga from ni kuri support levels and resistance levels. Okay, let's take an example. Remember, we are changing the direction. Okay, now the market is moving up, and when we reach in the areas of resistance, we reverse to the downside. When we reach from this area and then we reverse to the upside, nukuvuga ngo this is a reversal, the change of the direction of the market. Okay, nukuvuga ngo ni uguhindukira ku isoko. Niba isoko ryamanukaga rigahindukira rizamuka, hanyuma niba isoko ryanazamukaga rikaba ryakora iki, ryamanuka. A reversal is the change of direction with a trend. Okay, niba duhinduye icyerekezo kuri reversal, nukuvuga ngo tuba duhinduye icyerekezo tujya mu yindi trend. So ukuvuga ngo rirahindukiye rongera ikomeje muri ya trend. Oya, when we are reversing means in the downtrend we are making low, lower high, lower low, lower high, and lower low. As simple as that. Remember, in our previous video we talked about the trend. When we are moving the uptrend now, means this is high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high. That's how we reverse from this area by changing the direction to the upside. We've been moving down. When we reach in these areas of support, we change the direction or we reverse to the upside. When we reach in this area again, we turn into starting making lower low and lower highs, to the downside. This is a reversal from resistance to the downside. Okay, this is a bearish reversal, and this one is a bullish reversal because you are moving to the bullish direction. And when you are coming from resistance, we are moving from the what? From the resistance to the downside. Okay, when you are changing the direction from the upside, that's a bearish reversal, and when we are changing the direction from the downside, that's a bullish reversal. So, and then remember about the candles. So the signs that you are going to get from reversing that area, those are the signs of the candlesticks. Remember that. Remember we studied about the candlestick chart patterns. So, which were, most of them were reversals. Okay, so you see from this area, we have a pin bar from this area. This is a shooting star, not a pin bar. We are rejecting from this area by creating those reversal candlestick patterns. From down here, we have bullish harami. We continue to the upside. We have bearish engulfing. Also here, bearish engulfing means that we are rejecting from resistance from upside by rejecting with reversal candlestick patterns. Ni ukuvuga ngo isoko niba ririmo kuzamuka tukarivasinga kuri resistance, icyo gihe tuzarivasinga n'ubundi dukoresheje iki? Dukoresheje za candlestick patterns za reversal, sibyo? Niturivasinga from the downside, that when we are reversing with the bullish reversal candlestick patterns and we are reversing from support. As simple as that. Okay, so next let's take a look on continuation. So the continuation, what is continuation in the market? The continuation is the term used to describe when the trend continues in the same direction, okay, but slows down and even pulls back. We talk about the pullback next. Even we pull back a bit before continue in the same direction. Ni ukuvuga ngo isoko rizarimo kuzamuka, nituribona rizamuka rizakomeza iki? Rizakomeza mu cyerekezo cyaririmo. Ahubwo ikintu kibaho ni iki? Nuko isoko rizafata pose ntoya rikoze pullback, hanyuma rize kuba ryakora iki? Ryakomeza in the same direction. Okay, from the downtrend to sideways, ni ukuvuga ngo if the market is moving down and consolidating to sideways here, and then after this is like taking a breath, and then after that we continue in the same direction. So that is a continuation, means we are going to continue in the same direction. If we are moving up, means that we are going to take some rest with sideways, and then after that we break out and we continue in the same direction. That is a bullish continuation, and this is a bearish continuation. Okay, urimo kubibona? So from the downtrend to the temporary uptrend and back to the downtrend again. Urumva? Ni ukuvuga ngo, for example, let's start from here. For example, from the downtrend, we are moving from the downtrend to sideways, a trend to sideways trend, and then back to the downtrend again. Okay, you understand that? From the downtrend to the temporary uptrend and back to the downtrend again. Okay, we continue as simple as that. And even from the uptrend, temporary downtrend, and we continue to the uptrend, even from the uptrend to temporarily sideways, and then we break out and continue to the uptrend. Okay, nuko rero tugenda tubibona. Ukuvuga ngo isoko niyo ririmo kuzamuka rikaza gufata ka pose gatoya, rikaza gukomeza rikazamuka muri cya cyerekezo, hanyuma niba ririmo kumanuka rifate ka pose gatoya, hanyuma rize kuba ryakora iki? Ryakomeza mu cya cyerekezo ryari ririmo. So examples on bearish and bullish continuation. So the market rejected from this area, which means that we rejected from what? from resistance. That resistance rejected from, we are making a reversal. This is a sign of reversal. So see, now the market is trying to make some pullbacks, but keep pushing down, pullback, reject from there, from the resistance, from the high, from the lower high, and we continue to the downside by making pullbacks, and then we continue in the same direction, pullback again, and we continue in the same direction. So when you see this, you are expecting that the market is changing the direction to the upside, and we are continuing the same direction. That is the bearish continuation. So we continue to the downside, we continue to the downside. Let's see where we gonna be reversing from. So we are going to reverse as soon as possible. We are continuing to move to the downside. So now we are reversing from downside to the upside. This is a bullish continuation because we are making higher highs and higher lows. Those lows are pullbacks, consolidation sideways, and we continue to the upside. Okay, we continue to the upside. That is an uptrend continuation as we keep pushing up and rejecting from there by making some pullbacks, and then we continue in the same direction in the uptrend. Okay, now let's talk about the pullback. So a pullback is a temporary pause of the market before continue in the same direction. Ukuvuga ngo pullback ni pause tubona cyangwa ni igisoko ririmo kugenda hanyuma rigafata akanya rigasa nkaho rihagaze gato, then rikaza gukomeza muri cya cyerekezo ryari ririmo. Let's say we are moving down now, low, lower high, lower low, lower high, low, lower high, lower low, means that as we are trying to push up and then we continue in the same direction, this is a pullback. This is a pullback. It's like a pause to get the energy and continue in the same direction. Okay, so nukuvuga ngo ni nko gufata akanya ukaruhuka kugira ngo uze gufata energy kugira ngo ube wakomeza mu cyerekezo kimwe. So this is one of an example. This is a pullback. As the market is moving down, this is a pullback. Okay, we move down, we temporarily reject from this area by trying to push up, but we continue again in the same direction. This is a pullback. A pullback in the downtrend is when you are making lower high and then to get an opportunity to sell from what? From the lower high by looking at resistance and get some candlestick patterns that will give you a confirmation to go for sale. So as we continue down, we make a lower high. Those lower high are pullbacks. And then here, this was a trend line. A trend line shows us that we are changing the direction because we broke above this. We failed to continue to the downside by rejecting from this area. Remember, if we are rejecting from this area, this is a what? This is a support area. So we are rejecting by reversing or changing the direction to the upside. So now we start making a high, higher low, higher high, higher low. Those higher low are pullbacks. Okay, ukuvuga ngo tugenda tuzamuka dukora higher low nizo bita pullback as we continue in the same direction with the bullish continuation. Okay, that's I think understandable. So there is a confusion. Don't be confused between a pullback and a what? And a reversal. A pullback is a temporary pause of the market before we continue in the same direction. Means pullback takes a short time and reversal is a permanent change the direction of overall trend. You remember when we've been talking about the reversal. Nukuvuga ngo if the market is moving up, we are changing the direction to the downside by making what? Lower low and lower high. And when we are changing the direction by reversing to the upside, okay, we are making a higher high and higher low. So means a reversal is the changing completely of the direction of the market. If you are in the downtrend, you are changing to the upside. If you are in the uptrend, you are changing to the downtrend. As simple as that. Okay, so the question is, how can we know that this is not a pullback, is a reversal, or this is a reversal, is not a pullback? So which takes us to the three types of pullbacks. Ni ukuvuga ngo ni ubuhe buryo twabonamo isoko tukavuga tuti iyi ngiyi ni pullback ntabwo ari reversal, cyangwa se iyi ngiyi ni reversal ntabwo ari pullback. Bigiye gutuma tureba kuri types zacu zigera kuri eshatu za pullbacks. Okay, we have a small pullback. I'm going to show you in an example. We have a medium and we have also a deep pullback. What are those? Okay, now let's take an example of those three pullbacks that we've been talking about. Let's start from the downtrend. When you are moving down, means that you are making lower low. This is a low, lower high. Okay, remember that we talked about it in our previous video of trend. So means that as long as you are going to make low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, remember you have to be testing the previous low in order for this support to turn into resistance so that you can sell from there. So from here to this one, we got a pullback, which is medium. Why is it a medium? Because we tested the previous low and this support turned into resistance. That is a medium pullback. Secondly, we moved down here, lower low, lower high, lower low to this area. But when we did a lower high, we didn't come to touch to the previous low, which is this one. We should come like this, but we didn't. So from there, we are going to continue to the lower low by not touching, by not pulling back to the previous low. So nukuvuga ngo icyo gihe ihita yitwa, that's we call it a small pullback. Why is it a small pullback? Because we didn't come to retest from this previous low to make this support turn into resistance so that we can sell from this area. So creating this is a resistance, but we didn't come to this area. And then we continue to the downside by making a lower low, lower high, lower low. And then when we reach from this area, we reject from there and turning into high, higher low, and then we start higher high, higher low, higher high. So this is a pullback where we come back to retest the previous low that we didn't retest. Nukuvuga ngo this area, this one was imbalanced because we wanted to see a medium pullback that come to retest from this area, and we ended up continuing with the lower low and lower high, and after that we changed the direction a little bit by coming with a deep pullback to retest the previous low. Okay, and then we end up continuing in the same direction by lower low and lower high. That's how sometimes traders get fixed out with a deep pullback. So a deep pullback, that's where you have possibilities to trade against the trend, because you are getting, let's explain our good example here. So okay, as I've been talking about, we are making lower low and lower highs. Remember, this is a medium pullback because we tested from this area. So internal here, we continue to move down, but we didn't come to retest the previous low. So this deep pullback I've been talking about, rejected from this area and tried to reverse somehow, but by targeting the previous low that we didn't retest, this one. And then when we come back, in general, this one became a lower high to continue to the lower low as a trend continuation. So how can you deal with this? Let's start with someone who tried to enter from here. You have right to enter from here, from this higher low. You enter from here by targeting to continue to the downside. But remember, anytime as long as the market continue to move down, there is a high probability that when we pull back, it will be deep because we left an area that we didn't test. Urimo kubyumva? Ni ukuvuga ngo hari ahantu hasigaye tutagarutse ngo tubalansinge naho haringanire hagende hari medium. So there is a very high probability that when we pull back, it will be a deep pullback because before we continued to move down by not testing from this area. So when you enter from this area, what you have to do, you start targeting some area which are not far. This is the target 1. As you continue to the target 2, that's where you have the possibility to start thinking about closing some profit because anytime the market can pull back to go back to the previous low. So when you target this one and then you left some continue running, what you have to do, whereas you making this pullback, you have an opportunity to set your stop loss and bring it to break even here as you expecting the market to continue to the downside. In case the market change the direction as a deep pullback to come and test from this area, you will be safe by securing some profit because you locked some profit from this area, from this high. Okay, so as long as you move down, you are expecting the market to pull back anytime, and that pullback will be deep. So here from the deep pullback, how can you deal with this? This is the only pullback where the traders have an opportunity to trade against the trend. Okay, so remember we have an area that we left by not retest from there. Okay, so what you have to do, as you make a high, higher low, this lower high, this is a lower high, turn into resistance when you make a low, because you didn't continue to the downside here by making a lower low, you didn't break from this area, so you make just a low, and then when you make a higher high, why are we making a higher high? Because we broke this previous high, which was lower high. So, and then when you pull back, you make a higher low. This is this is like a small trend to target our previous low where we have to continue with the trend. Okay, so as you make this low here, this resistance turn into support where you can get an opportunity and position to buy and target the previous low that you didn't test, because you know that when you reach from this area, there is a very high probability that you are going to reject from there and continue in the same direction. That's how you have to deal with those pullbacks. Okay, a small pullback, you have to know how to trade it, because anytime you can pull back and balance that area you left there. So now you reject from this area, you continue to make a low, lower high, lower low, lower high, and you continue to the downside by making a lower low, breaking this previous low where we rejected, make a deep pullback. So nukuvuga ngo nuko dealinga nabi, nukuvuga ngo ya deep pullback ni ya indi zaba n'ubundi intano yayo, cyane cyane uzasanga muri small time frame harimo higher highs and higher low. Niba turimo kujya muri downtrend, biduhereza opportunities zo kuba twabona aho twinjirira tugacuruza pullback. Remember, every trader needs to see a medium pullback, but in case you don't get that pullback, you have to know how to deal with a small pullback and a deep pullback. Okay, let's also talk about the bullish movement. Now we are in the uptrend. Okay, we are making high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, as we continue in the same direction. So what do we have here? We have a medium pullback because we balanced to pulling back and come back to the previous high, which is a resistance, turn into support where we buy from, we enter for buy from, and then we broke above by making a higher high, we pulled back, but we didn't come to balance this area or retest from this area where we can buy from. So that is a small pullback. And then next, we moved up by making higher high, higher low, and then we failed to make a higher high. We made a high. This is just a high. Because not a higher high, we didn't break from the previous high. So we turn into direction and we change somehow by making a lower low, because we are breaking this previous low. We continue to the downside by retesting the previous high that we didn't retest from there to balance the market, and this one comes with the name of a deep pullback. Ukuvuga ngo iyi ngiyi itiba deep pullback, sibyo? Okay, so this is what I was talking about. We are buying from this area, which is a medium pullback, because we balanced this area and then we got a small pullback where I've been talking in the downtrend, the same as in the uptrend. When you enter here, the reason why you have to be careful, because anytime we can pull back and target this area where we didn't retest before. So that's why you can take a stop loss to break even by locking some profit from this area and even securing some profit from there, because this is a very big movement. We take you out of the trade if you leave your stop loss from this area. Nukuvuga ngo niba winjire kuri small pullback ugomba kugenda uclosinga profit zimwe na zimwe ukugenda ujya kuri iyi higher high. So when you got a target to the higher high, ugomba closinga some profit kubi soko rishobora kuba ryagaruka rije kuri testing hahandi ritabalances. That's why nkunda kuvuga ko this area is imbalance, nag balance nze kwera ko ntabwo turashaka ko tugenda dukora medium pullback. This takes us to by saying that this is a higher high, higher low, a higher high, a higher low to continue to the higher high, and this one will be like a fake movement, this small pullback. So every trader we wish to have a medium pullback. That's how you have to deal with a small and a medium pullback in the uptrend. And again, if you are entering from this deep pullback, remember nukuvuga we pulled back from this area and then we reached to our previous high to retest from there by taking this resistance turn into support. From here you have at least to go to the lower time frame and start making sure that you are going to make the trend continuation. So when you go to the lower time frame, you have to take a look on the chart patterns and the candlestick patterns, and those chart patterns, we are going to bring the chart pattern lessons in our next videos. So you have to enter from here by confirming with those chart patterns, those small chart patterns and the candlestick patterns, to make sure that you are going to continue in the same direction of the upside. Okay guys, twibuke tukore subscribe kuri channel ndetse tukona like kuri video. And again, thank you so much for watching. Until next time, take care and stay safe.